NASCAR is caught up in another controversy, this time at the very first race of the season. Can they survive this lash back from its drivers and fans? In a dramatic finish to the Daytona 500, the driver of the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet accomplished a rare repeat. However, it was fraught with controversy, as some drivers slammed the organization following an action-packed Daytona 500. So, William Byron made history last night by accomplishing the impossible in the most unexpected manner. At 27 years old, he joins 4 other racing legends as the 5th driver to successfully defend their Daytona 500 victory by winning back-to-back. However, what happened after the race caught NASCAR by surprise. Let me fill you in. Numerous sources have criticized a massive wreck at the Daytona 500, and Jeff Gordon suddenly hit a haymaker while interviewing winner William Byron. According to Matt Weaver of Sportsnaut, reporters questioned Byron if drivers were making stupid actions, and Gordon reacted unprompted. "Joey did," Gordon clarified, referring to Joey Logano. Byron instantly responded, "I'll second that." Logano got a huge run out behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with 15 laps left, causing the crash. Logano noticed a path in the middle as he closed the area, which could allow him to pass Stenhouse. Stenhouse attempted to block him, causing a big chain reaction in the Daytona 500. Both cars collided briefly before careening out of control, removing several drivers from the race, including Kyle Busch. Busch had some harsh words for Logano after the race. "Looks like the fastest car got in a hurry to get to the wreck," Busch said on a post-race interview on Fox. "Logano was by far the fastest car today, saw a lot of laps led and he could about do anything. The Penske cars were very strong. We still got 20 laps to go and he's trying to go through the middle and make a hole that isn't there. Just created chaos." He wasn't done there either. "We had a fast car and we were in position and just kind of biding our time and seeing what was going to happen next," Busch told me afterwards. "Yeah, you've got to know how wide your race car is to be able to find a hole that it will fit in, and he obviously doesn't know that." Even the Daytona 500 broadcast crew seemed to realize Logano and Stenhouse had thrown everyone into a no-win situation. "I mean, it's just 2 guys who don't want to give," analyst Kevin Harvick said. "I mean, we're 15 laps to go. In that scenario, Stenhouse doesn't want to give up the track position, and Logano feels like the block was too late, and he is probably a little bit frustrated." At the end of the Daytona 500, numerous drivers were left disappointed. Even Jeff Gordon thought there was a clear party at fault. But that's not all. This occurrence has major consequences for drivers like Kyle Busch. Who wasn't pleased with NASCAR following the race? Kyle Busch has doubled down on his criticism of NASCAR's race re-entry regulations following an accident, taking to Twitter on Sunday night to express his displeasure. Busch was involved in an incident that started when Joey Logano and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. collided at the front of the field. After replacing 4 flat tires, Busch and his team felt his car was ready to race again, but NASCAR informed them that they were out of the race. Kyle Busch never received another chance to drive his car, therefore the minimum speed limit never applied. "Parked by NASCAR officials," Busch wrote on Twitter. "Rule says you have 3 attempts to make minimum speed. The race never went back green yet. I don't even think they know their own rules or procedures." Kyle Busch's car crashed into the inside wall of the track following the huge collision, which involved at least a half-dozen racers. However, he seemed to be avoiding the worst of the wear. Nonetheless, he was obligated by the procedures he specified. He explained, "I had 4 flat tires out there and we have these air jack systems in the car, mandatory by NASCAR, and the guy carries an empty air bottle to plug up to the car," Kyle Busch said. "So couldn't plug it up so I could make my own return back to pit road. Said I just wanted a push, so they decided for 3 laps to figure out how to hook it up to tow us back in. Towed us into a work area where our guys reviewed the car, looked over the car, didn't see anything massively wrong, all the wheels were pointed in the right direction. We put 4 new tires on it to go back out to basically see what the next process was going to be for us. And then was told that if you need to work on it and repair it, you've got to go back to that place. But if you go back to that place, they park you. So what are we supposed to do to continue to work on it now that we've got 4 new tires on it and all the wheels are pointed in the right direction?" Even after meeting with the media following the race, Kyle Busch was displeased with the explanations he received and took to Twitter to slam NASCAR again. It was a difficult day. NASCAR claims Busch did not meet the required speed under green after performing garage repairs. So, by returning to the pits in yellow, he broke the DVP rule and was parked, DNF. According to Fox Sports' Bob Pockrass, NASCAR clarified the rule as follows. NASCAR says the DVP rule is you can only leave the garage once to reach minimum speed, so since he left and never reached minimum, even though he came back when under caution, he can't go back to the garage, and he can't go to pit road for fixes in that situation, only fuel. Kyle Busch was having another terrific Daytona 500. Then he got in an accident with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Joey Logano, from the first row to being parked by NASCAR. Busch was deprived of another possible victory. Even after the race, Kyle Busch was ranting against NASCAR. He did not go on a rampage, but he was displeased with the results. You cannot really blame him either. Kyle Busch, more than any other NASCAR driver, will not keep silent. If he believes he has been wronged, he will say something. This appears to be a big deal for him, and I expect to hear him debate the new DVP rule in the future, probably next week, before to the Atlanta race. And if you thought that was it, you're mistaken, because the most contentious decision in the race was made only seconds before the checkered flag flew. A green flag situation after a massive crash, only one corner from the end of the race. Denny Hamlin is one of the drivers who is furious about the surprising victory. He hoped the caution flag would fly on the penultimate lap of the Daytona 500. While speaking with the media following the race, Hamlin revealed his views about the race finishing under the green flag despite his involvement in an accident. "I need to see the other wrecks, but I knew they were wrecking," Hamlin said, per Bob Pockrass of Fox Sports. "We were surprised we kept going. Once I realized that they were not going to throw the yellow, all I focused on then was let me get a run on this too, Austin Cindric, and get beside him and win this race. Apparently, I think they went green all the way to the checkered. I was destroyed." Hamlin then predicted NASCAR's future steps following the event. "They'll react. When they feel like they get trashed socially on a call, then they'll go the other way on the next one," Hamlin said. "Either way, we weren't going to win, so I don't care." Hamlin collided with Austin Cindric while competing for the lead in overtime. With no cautions issued by NASCAR, Hamlin missed out on his fourth victory in the Great American Race. When speaking with Fox Sports after the Daytona 500, Hamlin blamed Cole Custer for the wreck. "We didn't have the caution on the first front straightaway spin, and I was like, well, that's the second lease on life to try to get the two. So I measured up the two, got a run on him, and stayed with him enough to where I could kind of control what side I wanted to pass him on. And then we had pulled away from the pack slightly, so I knew a run was going to come," Hamlin said. "The 41 had the run and I chose not to block him. In these races, you gotta live to make it off of turn 4, and we just didn't. I thought that the 41 came down. I'm pushing the 2 down as low as I can, giving the 41 all the space and not stopping his run. I thought he steered left and was trying to crowd it. I understand everyone's trying to go for it, and he's going for it. All of us are. But in those situations, we gotta get off of 4, then we can do this. But we just never made it, and someone else won." What are your opinions on the opening race of the season? It took a while from beginning to end, but did it deliver? Let me know your opinions in the comments section below.